I didn't emphasize this aspect of it. In a way, I've had two careers. I've been a professional, planning, worked in all local governments. I've covered local governments. I'm an attorney, so I had that. But I also have the other perspective, which is more the community organizer perspective. How I see that this would work would be that you would have organizations that would be, to some extent, staffed by county people to help to coordinate the monthly meetings. Part of the professional aspect, when I say that the people, if they're informed, can make good decisions, would be before you've actually come up with your concrete proposal, that you actually go out, you bring a planner, say, or someone from the economic development, and sort of explain what the barriers and factors and why this decision is being made, and give some background. There's a lot of research that shows that you can bring people into a room, it's called deliberative democracy, bring people into a room on a 2-day period who start all the way from left to right in positions, wouldn't agree, but if they get the same information and sit down and do problem solving, they often come much closer together. And I know this from as being a mediator for 10 years. So part of this process is that the education, the professional part would be brought out, but it's actually letting citizens use their own values to give input as to what they would want.
Besides, when I worked for county government, I was very fortunate to work for Orange County, which is very focused and very committed to being a citizen-based government. A budget hearing in Chatham County, I think there were 2 speakers at the last one. I used to sit through 2 days and hundreds of speakers in Orange County. The people were very engaged. I wish I knew then what I know now, because it's a different side being a citizen activist and trying to get information from government. But I do feel that when I was a public official, I was always there for citizens. In fact, the Chapel Hill News put an editorial in the paper. The second year I was the budget director, I revamped the whole budget document and turned it into something that was much more of a communications tool to citizens. So, and a person wrote an editorial who started at the beginning of the budget document and read it completely through and said, what a marvelous document telling the citizens what their government is doing for them. That was about the highest compliment anyone has ever paid me, and I'm very proud of that, because I thought how important it is to have some document that citizens can read and understand what their government is doing, how they're spending the tax dollars, what their priorities are, what their goals are, and how well they're doing against those goals. So I feel very fortunate to have that experience, and I think as a county commissioner that experience would be very, very beneficial.
That's a great experience in the budget world, but I would like to bring your attention to something that's probably not well known in Chatham County. When Patrick and I attended the UNC School of Government, School for Commissioners, out of all the bad things we heard about Chatham County and how backwards we were, the one thing that made us very proud was that they spoke of our county budget process, which we started in December. It takes 7 months to finish it. We have 2 public hearings, one in Pittsburgh and one in Siler City every year for people to have input. The budget, as we work on it, is on the county website. UNC School of Government said this is the way all counties in North Carolina should run their budget. So we have people in the positions that Sally used to be in, and we don't need a county commissioner running the budget.
Said just a tad further. And what he left off about our going to Institute of Government, Chapel Hill, not only do they use Chatham County's budget for the school, it is the leading budget process, and our financial department is the leading agency that the state of North Carolina uses. The Institute of Government uses our budget process and our finance department as the role model for the rest of the state. I'm not a Chapel Hill fan, but that is not a bad recommendation. If I could paint it red, it'd be perfect. What we have learned in the past 5 years from going to all of our meetings, Mike and I make all of the state yearly annual conventions. We go to all of the institute government schools that pertain to county government. Just 3 weeks ago, we spent 2 days at the Institute of Government's Economic Development School with only 2 commissioners in Chatham County that has ever been to the full 1-week school at the Institute of Government on Economic Development. So I don't consider us rookies there. Now, our budget process starts in January. All of it is done in the open at our Board of Commissioner meetings, work sessions. Nothing is withheld. It is all open to God and the whole world. Sally attends, Jeffrey attends. I can look at half a dozen people in here that attend these meetings. Nothing is secret. There's citizen input. There's more citizen input. Becky can tell you about our telephone. My telephone went from a normal telephone 4 years ago to now it is unlimited. We have 2 public meetings at night per year discussing the budget. One in Pittsburgh, one in Siler City. You'd be surprised at how many people do not attend. But it is open to the public. It is well advertised. We have the same half a dozen people come each year to each session. Now, anybody that is interested in discussing the budget, this is their time to do it. We had one at the Senior Center last year. Anybody in Chatham County that wants to discuss our budget, pro, con, up one side and down the other, add to it, anything, it's open. Thank you.